Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We thought we'd come outside and do this for a change, but when we decided to do it, the sun was shining.
Yeah, it's changed in the last few minutes.
Yeah, the weather did say it was going to start raining at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's nearly 3.
It's nearly 3 o'clock. It hasn't quite started raining yet,
but it has got
if you see thunder and lightning happening in the background,
and us make a mad dash for it, you know, it started. So what we're going to be talking about today is our time in Romania. So we was there for 3 and a bit weeks.
Yep.
And we had a really good time actually, didn't we?
Yes.
There's a lot of positives about Romania. I'm going to just talk about the probably one negative, and that was the difficulty of some of the park ups. So we follow a lot of the park for nights. Now, to be honest with you, the weather was very changeable while we was in Romania. So some of the park ups were old, so when we arrived they didn't exist no more, and some of them we couldn't get on them because of the mud and the wet.
Yeah, a lot of them were saying just pull off the road. Well, that's all right if you've got a car, but it may be because we haven't got a car, because the van. So if you have to pull off the road, so I suppose it must be motorhome specific, I don't know. But if you can imagine driving off a curb, because often the verges on the road, you had the tarmac level, and then the verge used to come down like that, and that drop maybe only 3 or 4 inches. But to do that sideways, the van would rock quite considerably. If we could have done it head on, it wouldn't have been any problem at all, because the exit, when you're pulling off the road, you don't sort of pull into the middle of the road, turn 90 degrees and drive straight off. You sort of come off on an angle like that. And we just couldn't get off the road. That was it.
In a lot of places,
Yeah, and then in a lot of places, it was just dirt, grass.
Yeah.
And because of the weather, as I say, it was quite muddy. So yeah, that was. And the other problem we had was rubbish. Yes.
Romania, first of all, regarding the rubbish, had very good recycling. They had recycling and glass everywhere, but general rubbish, no.
No, we couldn't. All the bins. The only bins we could find for general rubbish were just the small bins that you have, litter bin sort of thing. And when you've been in the van for a couple of days, and you waste food and stuff like that, as I say, we really struggled. In every country that we've been to, we've struggled with one thing or another, one amenity. One resource or another. So, but everything else was alright, wasn't it? Yeah,
we had an amazing time. People super friendly, really happy, weren't they? Really happy. Very vibrant place. People kept telling us how dirty it was. We didn't find it overly dirty. I did let it pick a couple of times, but not too much. And one of those reasons why I didn't, because there was nowhere to put things.
Yeah.
And I think they must have paid a premium for their rubbish as well, because when we did come across a bin, a car would pull up, they would open up their boot and dump their rubbish. And so you would find this little tiny litter bin with people's household rubbish around, and we're not going to add to that. So there was a couple of days where we had to carry rubbish around with us. So I would only litter pick where there was a bin to put it in.
Yeah, that's it. But we saw some amazing stuff. We saw a couple of firsts. We saw a beaver. Yeah, that was totally unexpected. And we saw, did we see the otter?
No, that was in Bulgaria. We saw the otter. But what else did we see in Romania?
I don't know, what else did we see?
If you go down in the woods.
Oh yeah, bears. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, we saw the bears. So you're probably going to have seen that by now, or you would have seen it by now. But yeah, it was almost like the bears we kind of expected to see, even though we wasn't too sure because of the time of year. It was cold. There was still a lot of snow. So we went on the Transfargarson highway, which was really, really quiet. So I kind of knew we was going to see bears, because literally we was on it for about 4 hours. We must have seen for about 4.5 hours, and we saw roughly about 6 vehicles.
Yeah.
So we knew we was going to see bears. So we kind of expected to see wild bears, but seeing the beaver, to me, that was a little bit more special. Yeah. We literally was, we've been doing our 10,000 steps. We literally needed about 500 steps. I said, let's just walk back up to the bridge. We looked over, and there it was. It was just like, oh my God, a beaver, our first beaver. And it was super cute. The stray dogs, is an issue in Romania. You saw the videos with Bear and Molly. I still get emotional talking about that, and there's been the odd occasion when I've really wanted to say, Kev, let's go back for Bear, but you know, with the life that we're living at the moment, we can't, because at the end of the year possibly we're going to on long haul and going to be away for some time, so it's not possible to take a dog with us. But I definitely left a piece of my heart in Romania. Come on, girlies. Come on, baby. Oh, look, there she is. Hello, baby girl. Come on. Oh, hello, baby. Oh, hold that. Oh, baby, come on. Come on, girlie. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh. I told you I'd be back. I promised, didn't I? I promised, didn't I? Chrissy Kid. Oh, look at her. Oh. Yeah, let's see where Molly is. Molly! Hey, baby. Hello, baby. Bear, and I know she's going to have a good life.
Yeah.
So that was difficult. But the stray dogs issue wasn't as bad as what it was in Greece or Turkey. I think Greece has been the worst, Turkey the second, and I think Romania the third. But I don't think we saw any skinny dogs, did we? No, we never saw any skinny dogs. So even though they're strays, they kind of like are well fed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there was well, I forget where we were, but we were in a place and you went to feed dogs and some dog biscuits because you seem to be carrying dog biscuits around. And it wasn't having any. It was like
not even interested.
Not even
to say,
interested.
girl, I don't want a dog biscuit. I want steak because that's what I get. It's like rude. That was in the town.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went on the steam train. We went to Dracula's castle. What else did we do? What did we do? We went to the spa. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah.
Honestly, it was almost like a holiday within a holiday. It was really nice. There's quite a lot to do. But I would say if you're going to go to Romania, you need to go from April onwards because the weather's very interchangeable. I mean, we're in Hungary now, but it was only 4 days ago we had snow. So, and it was cold and we had the heating on all night, literally 4 days ago. So, yeah.
And since we've been in Hungary, spring has happened. And
yes.
We're sitting outside.
Yep. And we had breakfast out here and we had dinner out here yesterday. So the road conditions weren't as bad as Bulgaria. There was the odd road, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And that flat bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you stick to the roads, I mean, I know this sounds daft, but if you stick to the roads are okay. But a lot of the park-ups that we were going to go to are down dirt tracks. And obviously dirt tracks aren't going to be that great. And some of the dirt tracks are actually roads, so maybe not. But from our point of view, from what we do, and you see what we do, you know what we do, you've seen our park-ups, you know where we go. Romania wasn't too bad overall.
No,
it was quite good.
I think I would give Romania an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because it was reasonable for everything, food, everything, accommodation.
Even doing stuff. I mean, that train journey was 25 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they fed us. Yeah, you know. Yeah, that was good value for money.
And the spa worked out at, well, for two nights.
About 50 quid, wasn't
it? Yeah, 20. Was it as much as that? I can't remember. But you know, a day spa and a day camping. Yeah, it was about 50
so
quid.
we had 2 days of that.
And that was including the breakfast, which was
banging.
Yeah,
that was really nice. The food was really nice. Again, another country very heavily meat orientated. I definitely would recommend the leaves, vine leaves wrapped in meat. Somali. Yeah, but don't buy the frozen one from the shop because that was disgusting. But yeah, it was horrible. We didn't eat it. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know, but possibly the way we cooked it rather than.
Well, you cooked it.
Well, the way I cooked it.
That's all I need to say. But really good experience. Definitely would go back to Romania. Yeah. I mean, Kevin was even looking into residency. That's how much he liked it. So I would definitely say from, obviously in the mountains was different, but go April onwards because it gets really, really cold there for sure. Yeah, is there anything else we want to say about Romania?
No, not at all. Don't think so.
Why would I only give it 8? I think if the weather had been a bit better.
Yeah, I mean,
we did have a couple of really nice days.
Yeah, I mean, when the weather was good, I mean, I suppose it's difficult because we're in the mountains, we're coming out of winter, and no, I can't. I'm not going to fault it for the weather because it was where we were.
No, I think because like I didn't get to swim outside, which I like to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we went up the Transfer Harkison Highway, we probably stopped slightly prematurely. We probably could have got a little bit further, and had we gone a little bit further, we would have come to a lake. I don't suppose Willow would have swam in it because it is a glacial lake, and in the winter it is frozen. So had it been liquid when we got there, it would have been absolutely freezing. But
did you not? Hang on a minute, guys. So we got up to the bridge, and it said you couldn't go any further. All the ice and what have you.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, I know. I don't think
we did not stop prematurely. There was cars covered in snow. Short memory, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, definitely recommend it. The only other downside of getting out of Romania was at the border. That was a real ball ache.
Yeah, and that was got nothing to do with Romania. I don't think.
It wasn't to do with Romania.
We've done a few border crossings, and we can only obviously comment on the hard borders because you can drive through the Schengen zone and not stop.
Yeah.
So of the hard borders we've come to, coming in and out of the Schengen, and obviously through Turkey and stuff like that, a lot of them and there's been no obvious signage. Most of them you go up to, there's one of them we went through and there was no sign. This one, so we come in, we pull off the main road, and there was like 4 lanes of traffic. So we joined a lane, and we had a van in front of us, so I couldn't really see what was in. Your passport's one, and that one wasn't moving at all.
For 2 hours.
For 2 hours. I mean, for an hour, we sat there and not one car moved in any of the lanes. It just stopped. We struggled to get across. Luckily, there was a car next to us that needed to be in our space, and so we managed to swap spaces. But when we actually got to the border, the whole process was about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Honestly, they didn't. All they want to see is your passports. They didn't even look at Kevin. You just hand the passports. They just look at the passports, stamp them. They're more interested in the car to make sure that you haven't had the car in there longer than you should do. So your V5, they're more interested in. And then he says, just go up to the next thing for my colleague. He didn't even know that you're now at the Hungarian border, because it's literally there, because others you get like a bit in between. And I mean, one border there was a couple of miles in between of no man's land sort of thing. We did claim it for our own, Willow and Kevin, and he had the passports and what have you. Didn't even look at Kevin neither. Nobody come in the van, nothing. So all the immigrants that we brought through, they're all right, thank you very much. I kept saying, we could have brought Bear with us. Didn't ask us if we had a dog. I think the Romanian guy said, is it just 2 of you? I said, yeah. The other guy didn't even ask. And I just went through, and I'm just like, we're now coming into Schengen, so once you're in the Schengen area, there's no more borders, you can go anywhere. And it's like, okay. Honestly, to try and get back into the UK, it's almost like an interrogation, isn't it? It's just weird how
when we
some
go,
of the countries are so
we're
different.
expecting to get a 3rd degree when we get back to the UK.
Yeah, for sure.
They obviously note the cars going out, and most people that leave the UK usually come back within a fortnight. They're going to go back in their records and go, hang on a minute, this car hasn't left.
Yeah.
Especially as we're coming in through a different port.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our experience of Romania. I definitely would recommend it. I'm actually going to upgrade it to an 8.5 because there's apart from the odd. I mean, there was the odd occasion where we went to about 4 or 5 park-ups before we could stay the night, sort of thing. There wasn't a lot of things that were open. A lot of the campsites weren't open, were they?
Yeah, but that's just the time of the year.
Yeah, that's just the time of the year.
If your business is campsite and there's nobody there through the winter, why be open?
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But a lot of them were advertised all year, so that was the thing. Yeah, so definitely put Romania on your list because it is a very beautiful country, especially in the mountains and the northern part. Wow, really beautiful.
We went to the Black Sea, didn't we?
Not in
Romania. No?
Not in Romania. That was Bulgaria. Yeah. So we didn't, simply because where we crossed, we was like going away from it, and to be honest with you, we'd seen the Black Sea and I didn't see it was going to be much different in Romania, to be honest with you.
And it wasn't warm enough at that point to go swimming. So
no, because it was bitter down there, wasn't it? Yeah. And yeah, someone we know was there, and even in a really hot day said the sea was really cold. But yeah, to go and see the Black Sea, it's just like any other beach. Honestly, the part that we were in, Bulgaria, you could have been at Skegness. You wouldn't know that was the Black Sea. It doesn't look any different, is what we're trying to say, isn't it? Yeah. But obviously this is just our opinion and what have you. For van life, there are quite a few fountains for water.
Yep, didn't have a problem with water.
Yeah. I think you'd have an issue if you had a cassette toilet. I think you'd have an issue.
Yeah, well,
thankfully we haven't.
We don't have a cassette toilet, so we weren't watching that.
Yeah.
But we didn't have any problems with water. We didn't have any problems with diesel. We didn't have any problems with LPG. And that's our 3 things, or that's our criteria, if you like.
Yeah.
Rubbish, we've already said. And park ups.
And the standard of driving was all right as well. They were a little bit impatient.
Yeah.
They like to drive right on the white line, and they do cut the corners. So quite a few times you come around a bend and there's a car go right for you.
And I mean, on the upside of that, the drivers expect people to come in. So we were watching people overtaking us. In the UK, when you're driving down the road and somebody overtakes and somebody's coming towards you, they're flashing and doing all sorts of stuff and pulling right over. In Romania, no, they don't. They just don't react. They just don't react. They just keep going. So you just got to ease off. There's no point you doing anything because they'll get out your way.
Yeah. But I did a lot of driving in. I probably did as much as Kevin in Romania, so it wasn't a problem. So we hope we have given you some information that is helpful for you. I know we've waffled a little bit, but that's us. And again, I would definitely recommend Romania to y'all, and definitely go down the Transvagan highway because that was just banging. Yeah, it was nice. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye. Subscribe.
Oh.
Like. Subscribe.
Oh yeah! Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and what have you. We want to get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year.
Any comments? Stick them in there.
Yeah, we'll get back to you.
We'll get back
when
to
we get internet. We ain't got no internet here. So.
Any questions? We'll get back to you.
We won't have a clue. Right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.